Yo, we talking about groceries on FBA. Yo, easy. Yeah. J to the O, the Mayos. Groceries on FBA. What you know about that? Step your game up, suck it.
All right, hey everybody, welcome. Quick note before we start, it's the 13th, so hi Valerie. She said Sean Mail, but it's actually her. Okay. She don't look like me. So before we get started, it's the 13th, tomorrow's Valentine's Day, so, leave me alone for a while. But with that, on the 15th, long-term storage fees hit. So if something gets sold and is still pending, you're not going to get charged for it. If you do a removal order tomorrow, you won't get charged for it. I'm not going to waste a whole hour going over how to do that. It happens every 6 months. Most of you guys should already know what to do there, but I'm going to give you a link to my friend Ryan Grant that that writes a good blog post probably re-releases it every 6 months when the long-term storage fees are going to hit. So if you want to take a look at that, make sure you don't owe a lot of money. If you do, remove it or throw it away, do something with it. Just make sure, you don't owe thousands. I mean, I don't know thousands, so you probably shouldn't know thousands. But it's always best to make sure. So, and I'm also going to post one other quick link, which is going to be the long-term storage information directly from Amazon, if you're not familiar with it. So basically, you're going to be paying $11.25 for if it's 6 months. If it's in there 6 to 12 months, and if it's been in the 12 months or more, you're going to be paying the full long-term storage fees, which are $22.50, and that's per cubic foot. So, a book, you have to have a lot of books to get to a cubic foot. If you have a bunch of big toys, then, it's really not as bad as you think. There's some good examples in there, like an 8x6x1 book. 6 to 12 months, it's going to cost 31 cents. But of course, all that stuff adds up, If you have a toy 8x11 by 2 inches, 6 to 12 months is $1.15, and 12 months or longer would cost $2.29. So, what that really means to you is this, and I'll post that link for you guys. What that's going to mean to you is, it doesn't matter how old the items are. In reality, what's going on is, if on that date, this time it's February 15th. On February 15th, if you have those items that are 6 months or older, which is 180 days, then you get assessed the fees. If it's 1 day less, then you don't. So, if you have stuff that you think is going to go in, and be there a long time, well, don't send it till after February 15th and September 15th every year, because you're going to have a full 6 more months that you have to sell the stuff, because it's only based on the, it has to be that exact date. If it's, 6 months old, so, if you don't have it over, it used to be 12 months, they just changed this. So, really, a lot of people will wait till after that cutoff date to send stuff in that they may think they're going to have there for a long time. So, it's always good to look at that stuff. As I said, I don't want to waste a whole lot of time. I see we do have some other questions. Lally, I see your question. We'll go over to tactical arbitrage. I know there's always a lot of questions on different things in tactical arbitrage, so I'm going to answer a couple other questions first before I start sharing the screen, and we'll get into all of that. Santosh, you don't have enough time to reduce price now. You have like 48 hours, to get rid of that stuff. So you either need to throw it away or have it sent back. If you have it sent back, you're talking 50 cents an item. Sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes it may not be. I believe when you return them, I don't remember if they have a cutoff for sending the stuff back in. I know they do at Q4. If you return stuff, you won't be able to send more stuff in on that ASIN until a certain date. But I don't see any of that right now. And once you click on those links, there's a couple links for inventory age and your inventory health report. It's going to show you, what you have based on age. It's all pretty self-explanatory, but if anybody has any questions, send me a message on Facebook, and I'll help you guys do that. I'll help you walk it through. If you do want to donate some stuff to charity, I have a great charity I've been working with. It's actually someone I grew up with. I've known, basically all my life. So if anyone wants to do that, you can, they can give you a receipt for a charitable donation if that'll help your business. Of course, you do have to pay the removal fees, but send me a message to Valerie afterwards, and she'll get you the address. And you just send them you just do a removal order to their address. It's very simple, and then they'll give you, a receipt for whatever you need. A lot of times the removal fees are cheaper. Remember, you're going to have to remove them at 50 cents a piece, and then send them back in, and reprocess them, relabel them, and all of that. So moving on to Greg's question, how do you typically handle products that are getting ready to expire? How long out do you set the expiration notices in ScanPower? I put in the dates, and I really don't care. I got so much stuff going on, and it's not really an excuse, but you probably should too. That you're going to wait a couple weeks before the cutoff date is to pull that stuff, and then you're going to try and reprice it and get a few more cents out of it. I just leave it there until Amazon removes it, and then I usually just donate it, as we were talking about. It's usually not worth keeping track of all that stuff and then trying to figure out what to do with it, and it's just more trouble than it's worth. And we sell and have sold a lot of groceries over the past few years, so trying to keep up with all that, maybe if you only have a few items that expire, maybe it's worth doing it. But I mean, we were dealing with so much stuff that expires. It really wasn't worth the trouble. All you're going to do is reprice it, and maybe get a couple dollars out of it when you wouldn't have. In the end, it's usually just so much better for your business to just continue trying to source and grow your business than to make a little bit more money out of stuff that expires. And you really shouldn't be buying stuff till they get to that point. I mean, we had very little stuff that made it to the point of expiration. And if you are, then you're probably buying too much. You need to be buying a bigger variety of stuff and not buying so much of those products. Yeah, mostly holiday candy. Yeah, I mean, we usually blow that stuff out as it gets closer to holidays. You do have till April if it's chocolate or meltable. So most of the holiday candy is usually meltable. Okay, so we'll move on to Lolly's question here. Hopefully, if technical arbitrage is working right. Let's go ahead and share that screen. Okay, so the question is, Wrong screen. Just a minute. So the question Dick had was running tactical arbitrage using a 5-day cache. How do you update it? So 6,000 items in there. So there's a strategy that a lot of people have is to use the farthest cache out, which would be a 5-day cache, to when we're running tactical arbitrage. What that's going to do is it's going to let us run through as many products as possible. And what's going to happen is, it's like running through a what happens is it's like running through, a sales funnel. You start out with something wide. If you're going to Walmart, you have 4.2 million items, and you're trying to narrow it down as quick as possible. So you're getting as many products through there as you can, but the data may not be the most up to date since it's 5 days out. So once you get all the products you think are good, at that point you can, start narrowing them down. And usually you're going to want to narrow them down and decide, if these products are a match or not. So, we're going to look at pictures usually first to see if the products are a match, like these. These Kashi bars, they're both Kashi, but, the boxes don't match. And to me, that's a mismatch. You have to, the products have to exactly match. I've gone over this before, but the pictures, I move them so close together because I want to be able to see them without having to move my eyes as fast as possible. I can see them both in my sight, and I can see if they're going to match or not. Obviously, this ham does not match these crispy rice bars. So we're going to mark it as a mismatch. But, this could be one granola bar inside of this box. So this could be a match, and this is something we would want to spend more time on. So once we narrow all the information down, once you have all the things that you want to update, there's this gold button right up here at the top, update selected. But if you only want to select one item at a time, if you want to just update the information here, you just click on the 2 arrows, and you're going to get these blue swirls going. And now it's updated the information. And what it's done by updating it is it's gone to Kmart, and it's pulled new information, pricing, and all of that. And it's also gone to Amazon and pulled the new information. So it's got the new buy box price and, your ROI based on the new prices here and all that information. Sales rank as well, of course. This just updated from 15,545, I think, to 15,383. So the rank went down slightly, and it's updated all the other information as well. Now, if you want to update them in bulk, that's very easy. You can just click on, you can select the ones you want to update, or just click select all, and then you can hit this gold button up here, which is going to update selected. I'm not going to do that right now because it's actually going to reconnect to all those sites, and I don't want to do that for 100 different sites. But you can select multiple ones, or of course select all, update selected, and it's going to reconnect to them. As you can see, what's going on here. It seems to be for a lot of people, and it really depends on the site, because running a 5-day cache, it really depends on where you're running it at. If you're doing Walmart, then it may be a lot faster because there's a ton of people that are running Walmart. I mean, we still find more stuff at Walmart than anywhere else. But other sites that people don't run quite as much. I don't know why it's doing that beeping. I'm going to turn that off. If you're running other sites that aren't run as much, it may not be in your best interest if a lot of stuff isn't being pulled from the cache. But according to Alex, it could be as fast as a tenth of a second to pull the information from a site compared to up to 2 to 3 seconds. The absolute fastest is usually a tenth of a second. The slowest is going to be 2 to 3 seconds. Usually it's about a second to get the information from the source and compare it to Amazon. So we're talking about 10 or 20 or more times as fast. But it's definitely something that works for a lot of people. Yes. And of course, you can set your cache. You can just go into the settings, and there's a couple other things in the settings while we're here. I can show you guys. Alex is actually completely redoing the settings menu. It's going to have some tabs over here on the side, and with the different sections in it. It's going to make it a lot easier because just so much stuff has been getting added that it's really slowed things down. So, and it's gotten confusing, for a lot of people here. So it's just making things a lot better. And I had a private message today. I don't know if they're here. What else did you try to run, Santosh? Removing brands, and I know I've gone over this before, but if you want to remove a brand to search, like let's say you're not approved in Nike, you just type in Nike here in under the brand to exclude under setting in the settings menu, and you can click add, and it's going to be down here, and then it won't show you anything from Nike, but there is a little thing to that because it doesn't remove that from like titles or descriptions. There's a brand section when you create a listing, and if they put Nike in the brand, it would remove Nike. But if they just put Nike in the title or in the description somewhere, it's not going to remove those items. And for your cache, you actually have each kind of search you can set that for. So right now I'm on live only, but you can set this however you want. From live to 3 or 6 or 12 hours, all the way up to a 5-day cache. And the way that works is all the information that's searched is saved in a database. So when somebody else searches for it, if you set your cache to 5 days, for example, if somebody searched for it 5 days ago, it's going to pull that information out of the database. And it's not going to go to that site and get the information. That's why it works so much faster. Now, if you run, if you go to a site and nobody searched for it, in 6 days, 7 days, or ever, it's still going to go there and pull that data live. It's going to be the same thing for everything else. Now, if you don't have your own Keep a Key, if you don't go and pay for your own Keep a Key, about $42 a month, then you have to use the 3-day cache. Even if you set this to live, it's still going to use the 3-day cache. Because you have to have your own Keep a Key to be able to do live Amazon flips. The reverse search is the same way, 3 hours to 5 days, and library search as well. So you can set these however you want. Even if you set that to live, of course, it's going to be 3 days. And that's all you have to do to change that around. You tried to do Storefront Stalker Pro on a brand that I have, XPath. I ran reverse on the Storefront Stalker Pro, but the results did not show data for my XPath file, XPath website, I mean. Well, for reverse search, let's see. Let's take a look at one of the ones that we have. I have 2 different accounts. I just want to make sure. Okay, so Anthropology is one of the sites that that we have. So we have an anthropology in here. Now, Santosh, I don't know what, so I was just making sure that it's in the reverse search domains. And I would probably do the same thing here. Look in your search name. So I don't actually see, I really haven't looked into this issue before. JM. So anthropology is not listed there. And these are the UK sites. But when I searched for it, it did show up, so it has to be in here somewhere. So am I missing it somehow? Because it is right there. No, reverse shouldn't work on just the sites that he adds. I have a feeling they might be in a different order here somehow. Okay, so there's anthropology. So I'm not sure. So it's in here, it's just not in. Okay, so it's at the end of the list. These are all sites that I've added myself. So it's actually at the end of the US list. What I would worry, what it sounds to me like could be happening. Okay, so the same item came up on some existing TA sites like Macy's, Walmart, but not the XPath site. Maybe reverse. Okay, so reverse search doesn't only work on the sites that Alex adds. Anything in this list, it'll work on. So as long as you can find it in the reverse search domains list, then those are the sites that it's searching. If you have a check mark next to it, that means it's not going to search it. But what it sounds to me like it could possibly be that you're not running both the UPC and title search. A lot of the custom sites are title search only. So are you running the UPC and the title search sites? Okay, well, I'm not, you're not answering me right away, but you know, it sounds like that could be something that's going on here. Because we've definitely found tons of stuff for the for custom sites.
You just answered pulling the ASIN using Storefront Stacker Pro on the specific brand.
Right, I understand that, but you're doing okay. So you're running it in the actual reverse search. So you're not doing a product search on that website. So if we go to, we're in the reverse search here. When you do a search, let me see, this should have all of the sites. So, so if you're running reverse search on the specific brand, and then you're uploading them in here. So I would make sure, like I was showing you in the settings, that you have them here and it doesn't have a check next to it. But it has a check mark next to that item, and you can just type in whatever that site name is. if it has a check mark next to it, it's not going to search it. Like right now, we don't search Jet doing the reverse search. So I would definitely make sure that it's not in there. If it is, if it's in here and it doesn't have a check mark next to it, you know, and some specific, you know, UPCs that are there, is your brand or is the site that you're using, does it do UPC matching? Because if it doesn't, then it's only looking by titles, and that may be why it's not finding the source. Because I see a lot of the custom sites that we do, excuse me, don't do UPC matching, right? So it's searching by title only. You know, so that could have a lot to do with the problem as well. If the titles, you know, the reverse search doesn't work quite as well as the regular store search. Really, the only thing is to remove products in Amazon with keywords. If you were doing a regular store search between Amazon and that store, you could put a lot more specific data in there. I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to accomplish by doing the reverse search, but if you were using the store search and, you know, starting at the store, we could use a lot of specifics here. So, for example, if you search the store and we were searching for the stuff on Amazon, we could remove it if, you know, for example, if we were looking for Lego, we could remove all the responses from Amazon if it didn't find the word Lego in the title or whatever brand it is. You know, we don't need to mention here what the brand is, but you know, if we only wanted to see Lego products, we could remove all the results from these searches if Lego wasn't found in the title. But I'm not exactly sure what it is you're trying to do. You know, maybe we can talk later after the webinar and get the exact things you're trying to accomplish. I don't know if you have a brand and you're trying to look all across all the stores to see what you can do, or if you're really just trying to find the stuff at the store and match it to Amazon. I would really start at the store, and even though we're going with a certain brand, you may be trying to accomplish not having to create, you know, a bulk list for that store or something like that. But you know, if we were looking at if we ran a bulk search of that whole store, removed everything that didn't have the brand, you know, and then compared it to Amazon, you might be able to get a lot more results, you know. But there's a lot more options we can do here. Remove products in Amazon. You know, with keywords, we can remove it if it doesn't have a certain word in the title. We can remove things from the source title when searching on Amazon, you know, like specific brands or keywords. And a lot of that stuff don't work when you do the reverse search, because it's really not made to look for, you know, look at a specific store and compare that to, you know, start at Amazon compared to one single store. It's supposed to be for, you know, you find some stuff at Amazon, you want to see all the stores you can sell it at. That's when you're finding 10, 12 items, you know. As you can see, my log on here, 4 items here, 6 items here, you know, the original match, and then 5 more. And, you know, this one has the original match and 4 more. And, you know, and so on. 8 matches here and 3 matches here. So, you know, there's a ton of, you know, it's getting data from a ton of different stores. And if that didn't answer your question, send me a private message and we can, we can figure out exactly what it is you're trying to do. And if you guys want any, we've actually released a couple. We sent it out to our mailing list, haven't really posted it, on Facebook or any of that, but we're starting to make custom sites with the full category list. So, if you don't want to spend $50 on making a custom site and then spend another $100 on us making a category list, you can send us some requests. We've already got a bunch done and a bunch more in the pipe, but you can see the ones we've got. We're working with a couple other people who also make them, so we're going to be putting those on that page. Valerie, could you post the link to the page that you made of all the custom lists that are done? We've done TJ Maxx and Michael. Everybody who's done bought Michael. They're going to be $47. They're not, super cheap, but it's a custom site that only the people who buy it are going to have it, so, not even half dozen people have bought Michael's from us so far, unless they paid somebody else to do it. Those are the only people who have access to Michael's. So, it's not part of tactical arbitrage, but we can custom code them. I know Santosh has had us, either, my partner Christopher Grant is, in charge of that. So he's put together some, done the custom sites for people. But these are ones that we're selling. So, we're doing some that, we think should be there. And at some point, Alex will add them. But for now, we did TJ Maxx, we did Michael's, and I know Michael's has been finding some great results. They are both title matches, but it comes with a complete category search, and the site. And all you have to do, we've basically made a PDF, but all you do is import that file. But the point of that isn't to sell you on, buying something else. It's, if you know of some sites that, maybe you don't want to spend all that money on getting all that stuff done, let us know if you have some ideas. We can look into seeing if we can make it, and then it'll be available a lot cheaper than having it custom done. And there's a link. We've already made a bunch for the US, some for the UK. If you're in our training group for tactical arbitrage, 3 of those were included there. We got Hobby Lobby, Baseball Express, Atwoods, Michael, Saks Office, TJ Maxx, and then in the UK, Harrods, John Lewis, and sellfridges.com. I don't know if that's okay. It's still loading. I see. All your fancy graphics were still coming in there. Okay. So yeah. So we have 6 of them up so far. We'll be adding a lot more, I assume, in the near future, because it's great. And we're going to be working with some other people I know have already put out a bunch of them. So we're going to just add theirs, into this list. So we'll have, plenty of the custom ones. And the thing about the custom ones is only the people who buy these have access to it. So, if you don't, if you didn't buy it, or if you do buy it, then, you and the other people who bought it are the only ones who can use it, compared to the, whoever has access to tactical arbitrage can add the other one. So if you add it, don't mean it's in tactical arbitrage. It's only you that did it, and it's very easy to do. There's basically an extra option up here in the settings. I'm not gonna go into it because I got a ton of information in there. You click on advanced user, and then you can just import a CSV with all the information for that site, and then you'll be able to scan there. It has all the settings to be able to scan that site. And that's about it. Any other questions on anything? It's been kind of quiet tonight. If anybody wants to talk about anything else, I'll be happy to. I know most of you guys are subscribed to my Step Ahead list, so It's definitely not going to happen tonight or tomorrow, but sometime this week we'll be updating. We monthly update the link so that people who cancel don't continue to get access to it. So we'll be doing that sometime later in the week. So just keep an eye out for the email with your new link. And if there's no more questions, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, I guess. Brand ungating. I love talking about that. How to expand, getting more brand. Amazon does not accept retail receipts. What is what? Well, it's a brand ungating or the step ahead list? The step ahead. I'll send you a link to the video, but we basically subscribe to the mailing list of over 800 different websites that we use for online arbitrage. So I have 2 employees now, pretty much full-time, that they process and go through about 1,000 emails a day, and all the deals and promos and all that. We put it all into a live spreadsheet, a Google Drive spreadsheet that's live, so you can see where all the deals are, and we put in all the cashback sites that go with those, and if it's supported by tactical arbitrage, and the cashback sites and all that is all on one sheet. So it's basically a starting point for everybody. And I got a quick video showing you how it goes through. So yeah, it's been very, very awesome for a lot of people. So I'll send you, I got a couple-minute video walking you through so you can see everything about it. The link's probably in that link as well. So, but if anybody wants to get ungated in any brands, it's really a simple process. You just have to go out and do the work. Lolly, it's $25 a month. I can't pay one of those VAs one day for, to do all that. And, we probably go through 30, 40,000 emails every month. So it's quite ridiculous. But if you want to get ungated in a brand, for most brands, it's fairly easy. Forget about Lego or Disney or, nobody's going to get ungated in Nike. If you're allowed to sell it, you're allowed to sell it. But Nike's not going to they don't want anybody selling on Amazon. So they'll drop your account if you get caught selling on Amazon. They won't approve anybody. They won't let their distributors approve people, so it's either you're in or you're not in. You're not going to get the ability to sell Nike. If you want to sell any of the, hundreds of thousands of other brands out there, or maybe the hundreds and thousands of brands that are currently gated now, it's a fairly easy process. And when, about a year and a half ago, when episode 7 came out, they had all those rules. You had to sell $50,000 in the last year in toys and some other things. But the gist of it is you have to prove that you're off. Essentially, they want proof from you going all the way back to the manufacturer. So if you can prove that, Under Armour. I know some people, I've never really sold on Under Armour, so I wasn't grandfathered in, and I don't really know anybody. I think I know some people who sell Under Armour, but I'm not really sure about getting ungated. Under Armour is pretty hard to do. So if you can prove that you're authorized to sell the items and you get ungated, you can go buy them anywhere. So if you can get through that process, if you can figure out a way to prove that, I shouldn't have said Disney because I know a lot of people can still get ungated in Disney. But if you can prove from you back to Disney or you back to Hasbro or any of that, then you can get ungated in it. And the process is basically this. So if you wanted to sell any authorized toys, let's say, the Pop figures or Disney or Hasbro or you know, like Transformers, or, you know, any of the you know, the, you know, popular type toys right now, I would say to open an account with Entertainment Earth, since also supported by Tactical Arbitrage. And we've also made a sourcing list there. But it doesn't matter if you make money, you lose money, you just need to get that information. So we helped hundreds of people get ungated in Star Wars Episode 7 with this process that we'll go over right now. And it's fairly simple. You open an account with Entertainment Earth for Star Wars, and then we requested authorization that they were allowed to sell Star Wars products, Star Wars Episode 7. So they supplied us a letter from Hasbro saying that they could sell, you know, their Hasbro Star Wars Episode 7. It was a letter signed by someone from Hasbro on Hasbro letterhead. And then you just make a purchase from them buying Star Wars Episode 7 Hasbro products. So once you got those two pieces of information, you just submit both of them to Amazon with your, you know, you click the button for the, you know, to apply for that brand. You submit those, and hundreds of people got ungated, and they got ungated for Pop and Disney and a ton of stuff through Entertainment Earth. Now, if you can find another brand, like Santar said, he wants to get ungated in some more shoe brands. So, and it's fairly simple to do that for whatever brand you want, as long as they're allowing people, you know, to sell on Amazon, as long as it's something you can get. You know, if you want something like Lego, you need, you know, Lego wants you to buy like $50,000 a month, and you only get like 15% off the retail price. So that, you know, it doesn't make it, you know, a good idea. Selling Legos, you know, that are new and current in the store do not make money. It's after they retire is when you start to make money with them. So if you want to sell more shoe brands, find some shoe brands, find whatever brand you want to sell, contact the manufacturer. You don't have to act like you're a wholesaler or, you know, a store at that point. You just contact their customer service. So you go to the website, go down to the bottom, and there's going to be a contact email or a contact form or a phone number. Call the phone number, send them an email, fill out the form, whatever it is, and tell them you're interested in selling their products, and I'm located in this area. My zip code is, or I'm in Tampa, Florida, or you know, whatever information you want to give them. And they're going to give you usually a list of authorized distributors. You open an account with the authorized distributor, just like we did with Entertainment Earth for so many people. And then you ask them, if I buy from you, can you prove you're authorized to sell Nike products or New Balance or, you know, Under Armour or whatever it is? And once they provide you that letter, you make an order from them, submit that to Amazon, and you get ungated. And then you can buy them from anywhere then. You know, you can go to Sears, you can go to Walmart, do whatever you're doing already. Online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, or wholesale if it's worth it. A lot of times it's not worth it for wholesale. You know, even if you got to buy $1,000 worth of shoes, it's probably worth it because you're going to get ungated in it. You can still sell those shoes, you know, even if you break even on it, even if you lose $2 a shoe, now you're ungated in a brand, and you can do whatever you want. You can sell them, you can buy them anywhere you want, and it's really solves the problem. And that works for anything. I mean, hundreds of different brands have gotten ungated. You need a chain of command, or you know, not a chain of command, a chain of custody between the manufacturer to you. Amazon wants proof. Oops, I'm not sending these out to everyone. Amazon wants proof that you're authorized to sell it. And the only way you can show that is proving from you all the way back to the manufacturer. And that letter and the invoice is what does that. I hope that was clear. for everyone. But I'm gonna wrap it up now. Lolly, I'm not exactly sure what that brand you were thinking of, but send me a private message on Facebook, and we'll help you. Anybody else wants help, we'll figure out exactly what we need to do to get you engaged in whatever you want. Yeah, I know what it is. Yeah, Lolly, you see those everywhere, so it's probably very easy to do. I mean, it's a food item, so if you want to get food items, what we've done, and it may not get you closer up the chain of command because, but it's a great way to source if you're looking for sources to buy. We really like, what do you call them? Convenience store distributors, because you can go in there and you can buy like one box of something. You don't have to buy cases. You don't have to pay shipping. You go in there and it's like going to a Sam's Club, but it's like everything you see in a convenience store, from the hot dogs they sell and the roller grill stuff to, cigarettes and rolling papers and all the stuff behind the counter, and, and drinks in the coolers, but also, the snacks and the candies, and you can buy that stuff one box at a time, because that's what they do. Those little convenience stores, they go buy one box of this and one box of this and one box of this. If you went to a wholesaler, you'd have to buy, a master case, which may be 6 or 8 of, just Snickers bars, or Snickers bars come, you got to buy 12 boxes into one of their master cases, but there you can buy one, which is great, for small sellers. It's not going to get you up the chain of command, but the best bet is always just to contact those companies directly. And I'm sure you don't want anybody to know what you're doing, so. Yeah, so I see that this is, it's a pretty international company, but yep. Okay, so yeah, I already got all the information for you. I'll go ahead and send that to you on Facebook, because when we close this, it'll be gone. Let's see here. And that's going to be about it, guys. Any more questions? You need help? Any other brands? I mean, I just found what Lolly was looking for. I'm going to send her the stuff when we end this right now. But I mean, it's super simple. I mean, it's literally a couple emails, and and you can get engaged in just about anything. But alternatively, if you don't want to go through all that, there's hundreds of thousands of brands out there. Don't worry about getting ungated. Or if you want to be exclusive, send some messages. Hire a VA. Contact FreeUp, freeup.seanmayo.com. He'll give you whatever, a couple dollars off your first VA if you haven't gone to him before. If you mention me, and, have a VA, give them a list of stores. Find 100, companies you want to be done with, make out a couple little form letters, and let them find their websites, send them messages, set up an email address, and let them contact these people all day long for you. And before you know it, you'll have, hundreds of different companies that you have, that you're ungated in that nobody else can sell. I mean, it's the easiest thing in the world. Or, don't worry about it, because there's plenty of stuff that's not, a lot of people don't worry about it. And a lot of people, are focused on that, where they can get in there. They can get in there and do. FreeUp is a company that has trained VAs that we work with from $5 to $50 an hour, and they do. They're amazing. I've got a bunch of them working for me now. They won't be like pre-trained in tactical arbitrage and stuff like that, but they can run spreadsheets. They can do stuff in Amazon or eBay or whatever it is you got going on. So you don't have to like train them very much. FreeUp's a great company run by actually a friend of mine in Orlando called, his name is Nathan Hirsch. We've actually done a couple webinars with him. And he sells like $5 million a year on Amazon as well. So I definitely contact them, you know, if that's something you're looking for. But a lot of people don't worry about it. A lot of people want to focus on it. There's just so much you can do on Amazon that, you know, you can go either way. Either, you know, there's so many ways you can go with it. All right, we'll see you guys later, and I'll talk to you in a minute, Lolly.